Looking to paint a very easy watercolor spring landscape? I've got the perfect tutorial for you today. The spring landscape cards are so fun and easy to paint, especially if you're starting out. So let's get started. Okay, so I have a piece of Arches 100% cotton cold pressed paper. I just taped it down to a piece of cardboard just on top and the bottom. Yeah, so this would be perfect. You can put this on cardstock for a card. We're going to paint a really simple sky. And if you're just starting out, this is how you do it. And if you want to figure out where your land's going to be, maybe you put the sky bigger and the land smaller. Maybe the sky would be this much and the land would be this much. So just kind of curve a little line here. We can do some mountains in the background if you want to put a house or just a field in there. So I'm gonna grab a 14 round from Princeton Neptune series, very loose floppy brush. I'm gonna loosen up some cobalt paint. I like to use cobalt for my sky. This is holbein. I use holbein paint unless otherwise noted. I'm just getting it loosened up here, getting it ready. Okay. And now I'm just going to take some clear water. I'm going to put it on top this area here where I want my sky. But you see, it's just a sheen. You don't want a big, huge puddle. It's just like enough so it's damp and wet. And then you're going to grab your loose paint that you have, that's cobalt. I'm going to be moving the cardboard like this. That's why I put it on cardboard. So I'm just going to put some up here. Leave a little bit of space for white. Right, bring it down. I'm going to grab a little bit more paint, a little thicker. You want it darker on top and then lighter on the bottom. And then add some smaller, leaving some white space again for some clouds. And a little bit more white space. And I'm just going to pull it down like this. Right into the grass that would be down here. You can make it a tad bit lighter by just kind of lifting up your brush and then mopping that paint up. Right? And if you want to make it a little bit darker up top, go ahead. That's kind of it. That's simple for the clouds because it gets darker on top and lighter on the bottom for our lovely clouds. You don't have to put in any more than that. Another way, if you're not really comfortable doing this, you can wet it all, put the blue in there and kind of lift it with the brush. So I might lift a little bit just by taking a damp brush and kind of lifting and twisting and then lifting up some color for the clouds. Like right here, see? Just tap it back on the paper towel. But it's that fast. That's how fast you go. Now we can get rid of this paint or use this paint. I'm going to grab some wonderful cadmium yellow deep and just kind of mix it into my blue that I have here. If I want a little bit brighter, maybe I'll grab some peacock blue from Holbein, but just keep it simple. I'm going to start off with this simple light green color again. You don't have to paint the whole entire mass area that's down here. See, and kind of like I'm using Arches paper, it has a tooth to it. So you can just kind of go like this and leave some of the dry brushing, which is the parts that are not touched on the paper with the paint, like that. Just it gives it a kind of like fun, sketchy kind of look. So we paint that color in just like that. Want to get a little more nuance to it, add some deeper tones. Add some Prussian blue to our green. And I'll use a brown like a burnt umber. So it gets a little deeper and darker. You see that color is darker now? And you can kind of put in some of that darker color. It just adds a little more nuance to this. And if you want to get even darker, the paint gets even thicker by adding those two colors again. See the green, a little bit more brown. Deeper blue, more blue, a little bit more yellow. And they get even darker still. If it's too wet, you can just tap it on your paper towel and then just bring it to like that. And that's the darker color. If you want to have some trees that's still wet behind it, you can scrub the trees in. So I'll add some more yellow, it's a little thick, and you can kind of see it's already kind of wet right here. You can just kind of tap and move your brush around. You want to have it off center a little bit, and there's our tree. Do another one. I just want to move a lot of the paint and just kind of move my brush around like this. Wiggle up, scrub up some trees. This one could be a little bit taller than the other one. We got two trees. I always like to do things in threes. Let's put one down here. And just kind of wiggle the brush. We don't want lollipop trees, right? Just like that. You can take the darker paint, add a little more color again, thicker pigment, and now we have this light medium green. We can tap a little bit underneath some of these areas that are up there. So we have some like deeper values going into our trees. We don't want it to be one note of value. You want several different tones. And last, I'll go back in again, even darker still. If it's too much, I just wipe it on my paper towel. See? This turns your painting in from being an amateur, it's a little bit more professional, and just tap up a little color there. And again, we can get some deeper value going like right here, coming down from the sky. Isn't that cute? While it's still damp also, we can do something fun. We can take some gouache and we can bleed in little white flowers, like so. Just get this loose. Now, if you're gonna smack it on top of this area, you don't want to get that part wet, so I suggest you cover this. And I always just kind of go like this on top of something else, like a pencil, or this is a pen. So some of it will dissipate and some of it will stay, because if it's dry, it will stay. And then up here, it's going to dissipate, but I'll add a little thicker color. So we have some daisies kind of happening in the field. Look how sweet that looks. And that took like all 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And you have a sweet little simple landscape, you know. Look, it looks like almost like the salt is doing that. Sometimes you put like kosher salt on your painting. It does that. It will dissipate a little bit. If you want it even brighter, you know, you don't want it to dissipate, you just take the gouache, grab a little bit more gouache when it's dry, and you can take the gouache, whatever paintbrush you have, and just kind of tap in the thick paint, and it won't move. Because this is translucent, it's moving wet into wet. So you can wait for it to dry. Super sweet. That's like a 2-minute lesson on how to do a simple, easy, you know, watercolor landscape. Get a little bit more advanced as we add some more elements. Now that we unlock the basic, simple landscape, we can add a little bit more elements. Take some ultramarine blue deep, or whatever kind of nice blue you have. Maybe mix it with some pink. I have some bright rose here. And we have like a nice purple. If you want to tone down the purple a little bit, I'll add a little bit burnt sienna or a red, just to tone it down. And we can put some mountains, and just kind of think of a mountain. Goes up and down, way in the background, like this. This one could be a little bit higher. So we have some mountains back there. Again, so we're getting a little bit more sophisticated with our simple landscape, right? We added some mountains, and you just want a light purple color. In the front, you could add some grasses. You can add, a fence. I have my Princeton 8 long round. I'll go back and take my darker colors again that I mixed up. And I love this brush because there's a long tip, and you can just kind of wisp up some grasses. Don't make them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just talked about not painting soldier grass. You kind of want to cluster them. And just a little bit here and there. You don't want to do it everywhere, because you just want to suggest that this grass, and right in the front, it can connect some of these grasses to the wonderful blooms that you put there, like the white. But not everywhere. Just simple grass and a simple fence. Take some burnt umber or any kind of brown you have, mix up any colors, and we just put a little fence going one lines down and just kind of connecting it back here. We've got a fence. Now you can have more fun by adding more colors. You can take yellow from the tube. I have these wonderful colors from Holbein called verditer blue. It's a very nice periwinkle kind of blue, and the lilac. They're very thick, opaque colors. So they'll just sit on top of the paper, on top of the watercolor, because watercolor is translucent. You kind of have to do the light colors first and work around them, whereas in gouache or acrylic or oil, you can put paint upon paint upon paint, but you can't do that with watercolor. So here we go. I take this paint, I'm activating it from another palette that I have, and we can kind of tap on top of the colors that we put down with the blue. And you could mix it with the gouache to get it even lighter. So now we have blue flowers out here besides just white. So it's not just one color, it can make a more impressionistic style. And then there's the lilac, which I love. I start to put that color out too. It's just really sweet and simple, especially if you're just starting out and you want to paint something really kind of pretty and you don't know how to do it. This is how you do it. You can add the gouache, like I said, and it even lightens up the color a little bit, especially the darker color back here. Just a light purple going up and over in here, and just tippy tapping with any kind of round brush you have. I'm using an 8 round from Princeton. It's a Velvet Touch series brush. You can go back with your white paint too, your white gouache, and now you can tap in those white areas that kind of dissipated. Remember, because it's translucent. And then put in the little white flowers. And we have this sweet little simple meadow of flowers here. Just perfect. I'm going to add a little bit of cobalt blue. Just sweet. Sweet and simple. Didn't take much time and energy and effort. Less than 10 minutes, less than 5 minutes really, if you work a little fast like me. And you create this really pretty meadow field. Just great, isn't it? And you put it on the cardstock. Now see that little white splotch right there? If you want to add a little bit of yellow to that, just grab whatever brush you have. You can start to add a little yellow in the center of those little whites. So now it's more colorful. Just adding some yellow up in here. Cluster a little bit of that. We have this really cute little spring flower field. It didn't take much energy or effort. So once it's dry, you can stick it on some cardstock and have this really pretty, simple, loose landscape card. You can give to anyone, give some friends. If you're a Patreon member, you get the additional one. Similar, but we have a little house here and a little road, just a little bit more details added. If you want to be a Patreon member, click the link in the description box below to join my Patreon. We have weekly exclusives, all kinds of great perks, first dibs on workshops and retreats and all kinds of other things, and discount on my live Zoom classes. So I hope you enjoyed this really quick and easy watercolor landscape that's perfect for beginners. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.